Panama, yeah. Fool like this. She had to be 85 years old, she had like 60 cards, and I had one, and she goes, "You missed B55. I'm like, keep an eye on them, right? You're looking at one of them, they're all like, that's why I need to say we're holding a beer and a cigarette, right? I'm like, watch your own card. All right, I want to thank Stan very much for having us, and great church.
Marcus, what's your call?
And I'm Chaz, Depaolo, and this is Jeff Scarborough, and my very dear friend, all of my dear friends in Cleveland companies. So we're going to do a little sit-down thing. I want to thank Pastor Bill for having us, and everybody just welcomed us, and the food is great, the chili is great. I will sacrifice myself for the desserts, so don't worry about it. I don't have to touch this till I give you a full report. But thank you, and we'll have a little fun here. Let's talk about some of the songs. Does that sound good? All right, so I'm actually in recovery from alcohol, 24 years. It's kind of funny. Well, here's one for you. I got sober in Ireland, so I figured that out. So I was out here in a way. I'm actually, as you can tell by that this accent, I'm not from. I know you can't. I know. I'm actually from New Jersey. I was out here. Who's from New Jersey? Anybody? Where are you from?
Jersey.
Oh.
Emerson. It's kind of like Westwood.
I know where it is. Yeah, I'm from Kearney.
Oh, yeah.
You ever seen The Sopranos? Who saw The Sopranos? I grew up 5 blocks from Satriale's Meat Market, which actually is not a meat market. Anyway, long story short, so I was out here gigging, I think it was probably around 2010, and I went to a 12-step meeting in Green Mountain on Route 24, and it claims to be the highest AA meeting in all of Colorado because it's like at 9,000 feet. But an individual walked in, and they brought a picture and they put it on the table. You know, everybody's ever been to a 12-step meeting, we're all sitting around, kind of like this. And she started crying, and she started telling her story, and she said, "It's nobody's business what happened to this little girl, and it's not what you think, but I have to forgive somebody." And, you know, everybody was quiet, probably about 15, 20 people there. And she said, "The only thing that gives me peace is riding my motorcycle through the Rocky Mountains and having my higher power, my angel on my shoulder." And then she picked up the picture and she walked out. So I was staying actually out there around Divide, and I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I thought about this woman's story, and I'm like, wow, you know, like what was going on there? So this is what I came up with. That is the first time that anybody ever told me to turn my guitar up. First band that I played in 1988, we were playing at a Bob's Country Bunker in Kearney, believe it or not, with some Southern guys. But it was, and I walked in, and the guy had a cowboy hat on, and I looked like Bon Jovi at the time, who did it, right? The eyeliner, the big hair. And don't like mask on my hair because it's stiff stuff, right? Who remembers that when it gone up, right? And I had this big amplifier, and the guy goes up and goes, "Boy, you're too loud." And I look at him, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm the owner." And I go, "I didn't even plug in yet." He goes, "You look loud." You understand where I'm coming from? Nobody ever tells a guitar player to come in. Thank you, Stan. Good. This next tune, guys, a little song that I wrote about. I was living in Lancaster, Pennsylvania at one time, right in the middle of Amish country, actually. And I was watching a movie one afternoon called Selma, about the civil rights movement in Selma, Alabama. And there was a very disturbing scene in that movie, and I stopped watching the movie and I went up to my room where I was living at the time, and I wrote this little song. All right, thank you, everybody. How's the chili? Ed? There's about 35 of them out there. Who made the chilies? Anybody here?
Whoa.
No?
Yeah, everybody here.
Everybody made it? All right, everybody have a good Christmas? Happy New Year's to everybody. Brings me to the next song. Every New Year's Eve, I usually sit down and, we all write our supposed resolutions, right? So I was actually in New Jersey on Route 57, I believe it was in Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania, at Real Jersey, or Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Real Jersey Diner, which unfortunately since COVID, diners in New Jersey are not open 24 hours anymore. It's a great thing when you used to be able to get like a prime rib dinner and lobster at like 4 a.m. But that's not going to happen. But anyway, so I was writing down, thinking about what was going on and what the new year would be, and I wrote a song called Resolution Blues. Everybody get what they want for Christmas? My mother, how did you get what you want? You got green pajamas. Don't feel bad. My mother and my father got divorced when I was like a month old, and people, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to enlighten everybody with something, a basic fundamental truth in life. People hate cliches because they're fundamental truths. So I am half Italian from New Jersey, and every year my father got me the ugliest sweaters, and I'd look at my mother and I'd see this big box, and I'm like, it's a Lionel train set. Who remembers it, right? Who loves the Lionel train? Nothing like that smell, that smoke, guys, right? And I opened it up, and I mean, there's probably a lot of women in here who would be upset seeing Lord Taylor's on the box. And it was the wrong box, the little sweater. And one of those guys said, you don't have to wear that. I never got the Lionel train set. So wait, everybody's got many out there, you want to sell them? Let's talk. All right, this next little tune is, I actually had something that happened to me in 2015, and I actually ended up spending 11 days in a hospital. And about 2 weeks before that, we had recorded a record, and I'd written several of the songs so fast that I was literally reading the lyric sheets as the band was recording the song. So halfway through the stay, I started to feel a little better. I was on the road, and they brought me my guitar, and they said, would you play for some of the other patients? So I was playing, and let's just say there was a period of my life where things just weren't really going my way. And actually, one of the tracks that was on that record was the song that I played before, Resolution Blues. And I picked up these lyric sheets, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow. Like, you know, it's like man looks into the abyss, and the abyss looks back, right? It's like I was looking into a mirror. And one of the tunes on there was this song called Rear View Mirror, which is basically, you know, don't look back, just keep looking forward. So maybe this will be a message that somebody hears out there. Baby. see. Thank you very much, Chaz. You like that one, huh? We all did a little lesson there, right?
Turn it up.
You all right with that, Pastor? Yes, this is all good. All right. Next tune is my sense of humor song. Let's just put it this way. If you break up with me or divorce me, I'm like Taylor Swift. You're going to hear about it in a song. She did pretty good, right? So this next little song, ladies, and I'm sure you've heard this line before. It's not you, it's me. You guys like the songs? This next tune is a little song. December 8th of 2022. I live in Evergreen, Colorado, and at the last minute at about 1:45 in the afternoon, I said, you know, I'm going to go down to Littleton and meet somebody for a cup of coffee. So I take my two dogs and I put one in this one crate, I put the other dog in this other crate. I go down into my garage and I open up the steel door to my garage, and then I shut that, and then I open up the other door and I start my car and I back out and the door closes, and within within 15 minutes, my house burst into flames. And somebody saw me as I drove away, and they said that they saw just the whole front of the house go up, and I lost my home. There was a lot of blessings, and I thought, I have a friend who's a Christian back east in Pennsylvania, and after the fire, texted me and he said, I heard about the fire, and he said, I know it's a horrible thing, but there will be blessings in this. And I said, you're out of your mind. And there was. 3 years later, we moved back into our home and rebuilt. But I lost all my guitars. We literally lost absolutely, positively everything. So somebody donated a guitar, and this song I wrote about the fire is called Phoenix Rising. And people who know my life and know my story, one of my friends called me up from the East Coast, and he said, listen, man, I know what you've been through in your life. And he goes, you're like the Phoenix, you just keep rising. And I said, interesting. So I wrote the lyrics, and one day I picked up this acoustic guitar, and I'm just messing around with it, and then I got my first guitar after the fire, which the blessings, people donated money, and I actually, crazy, I lost everything I owned, probably better guitars than I've ever owned, because they burnt, and people were kind enough to send us money, food, and everything. So this song describes exactly what happened that day. And, we're here in church, and my wife has unbelievable faith. And I remember her saying to me is that they came, down the hill, and they said, listen, we can't save your house, and unfortunately you lost your dogs. And she looked at me and she said, well, let's go. And I said, what do you mean, let's go? And she said, it wasn't meant to be. And I said, I honestly believe that this was a sign from God, because we had just renovated the house completely. And she had another life there, and I moved there, which I'm going to get our own. And she said, this is just a message. God maybe not want us. And I looked at her like, you're crazy. But I just saw the unshakable faith of a mustard seed that somebody had. So we were sitting there, and one of the lines of the song is, as memories and dreams flash on by. And I remember my wife and I not saying anything, and she was just crying. I'm thinking the memories are what the life she had there, and the dreams were us. We were just ready to get married, and which we actually ended up doing 3 weeks later. We actually eloped to Phoenix, Arizona, and at like 10 after 3, I found a judge to marry us, and her clerk said, make sure you bring $100 cash. And I was like, what is this, a drug test? And I walk in, and the judge says, do you have $100? Oh yeah, here's the cash. But hey, you gotta have a sense of humor, guys, right? But here's this little song called Phoenix Rising. I hope you guys enjoy it. song when I met my wife, and I didn't know what East Colfax was. So I was out here, and that's where I met my wife, on East Colfax. Newark, New Jersey, because we're from New Jersey. Down in recovery, so. And you tell people, what were you doing in East Colfax? I'm no, man, I'm clean and sober. You know. But anyway, long story short, so I met her there at a blues club one evening. And I was out here gigging, and then I went to York to do some gigs. And so after 2 months, we just talked on the phone. And our first actual date was like, we came off the road from England. And I was home for 2 days, and I flew out on March 29th, 2 months to the days I met her on January 29th. And I said, hey man, being from the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, let's go to a diner. She goes, Chaz, there's no diners here. So I said, well, where's our first date gonna be? She said, Denny's, because there was a lot of fucking lines. I said, all right, no, but Grand Slam, whatever. So we walked back, go to the house. Actually, we live in, where that had burnt down. She said to me, and it was right at that moment I made a life-changing decision. She said, so what are we going to do? Because we fell in love on the phone. I said, for you, I'll move here. And December 18th, I woke up. I was living in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And I called her up and I said, listen, it was 6 a.m. I don't think she was too happy about that, because she had time to work. I said, I'm leaving in 30 minutes. And I packed my bag and I left. And guys, coming from the East Coast, I learned something about a vapor lock, because I almost didn't make it to the top of the mountain. I come to the center where everybody knows the cars are going, So I called my mechanic up. I said, dude, he goes, where are you? So I'm headed up to 9,000 feet or whatever. And he goes, you're in a vapor lock. I said, I don't know what that is. So I called my wife and I go, I'm trying to get up the mountain, man. I just drove 2,000 miles. I'm so close. But anyway, so one day I was out here about 2 months before I moved here, and this guy met me at a gig. And because I was coming back and forth, and he said, so, why are you moving after, you're 50 years old? Like, why would you move to Colorado? And I thought about it, and I said, well, from the East Coast, and I had one reason to go to Colorado, but 300 to stay back on the East Coast. And he said, dude, you should write a song. So in 2017, I remember I was on Route 74, and I stopped at a light, and I had a piece of paper, and I came up with this, 300 Reasons. I have a reason to go 300 to stay. Next tune's a little song. You know, it's kind of funny because I always look at my drummer and whoever we play, and I sing a lot of songs about, you know, these things that happen in my life. And this next one is about my recovery journey, and people get up and dance to it. And, you know, and I look at them and we always laugh, and I said, they don't realize they're dancing to a song about alcoholism. You know, and I'm thinking, how ironic, right? I make my living mostly playing in bars, and I'm in recovery, and I sing songs about recovery, you know. Because it doesn't matter. I have a friend who's from Burgundy, France, and now he speaks English, but he goes, we were playing Rolling Stones songs and we were singing perfect English and we didn't know what they were saying. But we just thought they were cool. So this is actually a song that I wrote based on the Serenity Prayer. So I kind of added some things to it. lightning bolt hits onto the internet. This next song's a little song I wrote about a conversation I had with an elderly woman in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I was living in Canada at the time, and supposed to be a big snowstorm the week before, and I canceled all my gigs, and this little lady's looking out the window, and she goes, "Weatherman's wrong again, ain't no snow coming." And I said, "Miss," I said, "all my gigs got canceled, and I thought this big snowstorm was gonna come, and nothing happened." Once again, this was not a great period of my life, and you have these angels that come into your life and give you messages. And she looked at me and she said, "Honey child, sometimes you just need to start your journey." And I said to the bartender, "I need a piece of paper and a pen." He goes, "I only got napkins." I said, "Give me the napkins, paper towels, whatever." And I scribbled the song down, and this is the story of that conversation.
got one more. We got time for one more.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Forgive me for playing this one, but you guys might enjoy it.
so much for bringing them to us. We're standing. Stand right there. Thank you. Let's give them a huge round. And then you can bring some friends to the place is just rocking. Two types of music I like. Rock music, blues. Two types of music I hate. Rock and opera.
Thanks, guys.
So we're going to play a couple rounds of bingo. So if you want to, clear off in front of you. And then you get the desserts. Before we do that, we'll make sure you have your little raffle tickets in front of you, because we're going to do a couple raffles as well. So, that was so much fun. They did a great job. So let's do a couple raffles while we're right there.
You should be safe.
Kenny, I'm young loud enough.
Yeah.